Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing my everyday full coverage foundation routine. This is just the products that I have recently been loving to achieve my everyday makeup look, from primer, foundation, bronzer, blush, highlighter, etc. So just all of the products that I love to create my everyday makeup look. If you guys are interested to see what that is, then just keep watching. Before jumping into primers, I have actually already prepped my skin with moisturizer and a day serum. Sometimes I will go in with an eye cream. I actually didn't today, but most of the time I would. And yeah, I've just prepped my skin with that, let that sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I will go in with my primers. Something else extra that I do like to add into my everyday routine, I'm not really sure if it does anything, but it just feels nice, so I tend to reach for it every day and do it anyway. It is actually the Mario Badescu skincare facial spray. This is the aloe vera, chamomile and lavender one, so I just like to take that and just spray a little bit on my face before I go in with any of my primer. For my voice, it sounds a little bit off as well. It is currently 9 o'clock in the morning. I have only just woken up and wanted to quickly film this before I headed out for the day. And then going in with primer, I'm taking the Smashbox Photo Finish So Chill Coconut Primer Water, and I'm also taking the Master Prime Hydrating Primer by Maybelline. So I just like to take this and spritz a little bit on my face, and then I will go in with this primer on top. Now for foundation, I'm actually going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Matte High Definition Longwear Matte Foundation. Now I know this is a matte foundation and I do have dry skin, but after I have really prepped and hydrated my skin well with primers, moisturizers, etc., I find this is actually a good foundation that doesn't leave my skin looking like it has dry patches on it. It doesn't leave it feeling dry or anything like that, so I really do enjoy this foundation. I've actually used up a whole bottle of this one already and I'm on to my second one. Along with that, I also like to mix in about 1.5 pumps of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. Again, another foundation that I love, but it is definitely too full coverage to wear on just an everyday basis. I like to use this one more for when I'm going out at nighttime. This one is in the shade Angel Food 110N, and then this one is in the shade Ivory. So I like to do 2 pumps of this foundation, and then I like to just add 1 pump of this foundation in as well, just to add that little bit of extra coverage. Now depending on how you like to apply your foundation, I like to use a beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques Face and Body Sponge, hence why it is literally half the size of my face. It's massive. But if you do like going in with a brush, or you have a favorite sponge that you like to use, feel free to do that. These are just the products that work well for me. So then I just like to go in with this foundation on my face. I'll just dot it kind of everywhere like that, and then I will go in and rub it all in just a little bit, and then I will go in with my sponge over the top to blend everything out. Make sure as well that you really blend that foundation in up to the ears and down the neck as well. So don't be afraid to sit here and just blend and blend and, you know, really push that foundation into the skin, just to make sure that everything melts really well together, and just so that everything is really blended and sitting well on the skin. Now I know I'm looking a little bit crazy right now and very ghost-like, but once I have concealer and everything on together, everything just goes really well. This is just the shade of foundation that matches my neck, even though I look really washed out and whatever. Once everything else goes on, everything will blend really well together. Now moving on to concealer, I like to take 2 concealers. So I know this is probably very extra, 2 foundations, 2 concealers, whatever, but again, this is just what really works for me. Whatever works for you guys, even if you just want to use one of the concealer, feel free to do that, whatever suits your skin the best. So I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral, and I'm just going to take that right on the inner corner and then just a little bit over here where my dark circles are. And then for the rest of the face, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer in the shade C1. So I'm just going to take this and just put it right on that inner corner, just to about there. Now I will take this one and put it down the rest of my face. So now I like to bring it down over my cheek, is because no matter how much foundation I will put there, it will still have a little bit of that redness peeking through. So I just like to go in with the concealer as well, just to add a little bit more extra coverage. And then I will just go in with my beauty blender as well, and I will use the pointed side, and I will just use that to blend everything together. The concealer that I have on my beauty sponge or on my face as well, I will just take that over my nose just to add any little bit of extra coverage that I can. Just because I feel like foundation on my nose is the first place where it will wear off, so I just like to put that little bit of extra concealer on there just to give the coverage and help it to stay in place. Okay, now to set that under eye, I am going in with the Marc Jacobs Invisible Finish Line Coconut Setting Powder. This is one of my favourite powders to set the under eye with at the moment. It is a tinted setting powder, so as you guys can... Oh, that's going everywhere. Jesus Christ. As you can see there, it has a bit of a banana yellow tint to it, but it definitely doesn't show up on my skin. It doesn't give me that yellow cast or anything like that. It does have a net as well, so you can kind of just put your sponge straight in there and apply it to the skin. I just like to take it on my sponge like that, and then I will go right in and make sure I get right under that under eye. Next up for powder to set the rest of the face, I'm actually going in with the Australis Fresh and Flawless Press Powder, and this is in the shade Light Beige. Moving on to bronzer, one of my favourite bronzers that I love using that really suits my skin tone is the Mecca Max Sunlit Skin Bronzer. Wow, that was a mouthful. In the shade Light. Now this kind of has a bit of a shimmer in it, but once it goes on the face you can't really tell that it's there, but I've been using this for quite a while and I really do enjoy it. Now I'm going to take that just on an angle brush. This is a gloss brush. If any of you girls out there remember I like gloss, I've had this brush forever and it is seriously one of my favourite bronzer brushes, and I think I've had it since I was about 13 years old. It is such a good brush. Just like to dip that in there, tap off any of the excess and then apply straight to the face. I like to apply that on my cheeks, and then I like to just put that around the top of my forehead as well, just to make sure everything is evenly distributed. That I am looking a little bit more alive, I'm going to go in with some blush. This is the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Bare Peach. Love this blush as well, just gives that really nice peachy coral effect to the cheeks, which goes really nice with my skin tone. Again, just like to take that on an angle brush. This is the Zoeva Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush 127, and I just like to dab that in, tap off the excess and apply just to the apples of my cheek, and then I'll take it back as well. Moving on to highlighter, I'm taking the Makeup Revolution highlighting quad. This doesn't have a name on it, it actually comes off once you take the little plastic sleeve on it, but this is the more golden packaging, and I just like to take this top white shade and this shade here, and I like to mix those together and then apply them straight to the cheek. And for that I'm going to use the Anastasia A23 highlighting brush, one of my favourite highlighting brushes to use. I like to mix those together and then apply straight to the cheek. Look at that glow. I'm such a highlighter person. Give me all the highlighter in the world and I will just literally, I always go overboard with it, but oh my god, look at that. I just can't help it. And then just on my nose as well. And on my Cupid's bow. Just a little bit, otherwise it looks like I have a milk moustache. Then what I like to do is either go in with a stippling brush or just a big powder brush that looks like this. I think this is from Models Prefer, or they're both from Models Prefer. So this is the stippling brush by them, and then this is the powder and bronzer brush, and I just like to grab this and I like to just go over my bronzer and highlighter just to make sure that everything's really blended in nicely together, and just so that there's no harsh lines or anything like that. Okay guys, so that is my base makeup complete. I'm just going to jump off camera, finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'll jump back in and finish off this video for you guys. Okay guys, I am back and I have just finished doing the rest of my makeup. I thought I would just let you know what I have on my face today. So for mascara, I have the Benefit Bad Girl Bang mascara. Really enjoy that one. And then on the eyes, I have the Gigi Hadid Maybelline little palette thing that they brought out. I actually really enjoyed this one. I'm just using this color. Oh, is that going to focus? this purple color here and then just this pink one here just through the crease. And then lips are Maybelline Darling Nude 655 matte lipstick with a bit of the Inoxa nude matte lipstick in the middle just to give that bit of ombre effect lip. Hopefully that's picking up on camera, knowing my luck, probably not. And then just to set the face, of course, the Maybelline Master Fix setting spray. Obsessed with this stuff. Best one out there, to be honest. I love it. So good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, these are just my favorite base products that I use on an everyday basis to complete my makeup pretty much 7 days of the week, unless I am, you know, going out to somewhere special where I want to go full glam. I will use some other different products, but pretty much these are the ones that I will use every day. The blush and the bronzer, sometimes I will switch up depending, but most of the times those are the ones that I reach for an everyday basis. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a comment down below of some video suggestions that you guys have, and I will see you guys all in my next video as well. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It would mean so much to me. And also don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave as well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!